Nandi Senator Cheryl Gay
sure.
was trending a greater part of last week when he suggested that the presidential tenure should be 7 years without a possibility of renewal. And I think, wow, I can see all of you want to chime in. Yeah? So, do you think it's a power grid?
Why did you say pragmatic? You said this is what did you say pragmatic? That's what I'm intrigued by.
Because okay, so I'm going to give my opinion first.
Okay.
So I think so that actually we should move it to 10 years. And I think we should just all forget about whether you are pro or against the current regime. Let's just look at it as Kenyans. And as a business person who has been in business for the last, I don't know how many elections, I can tell you part of the problem we are in, the economic problem we are in right now, is that this economy cannot really truly undertake just to work. We work like we are in business for 2 years. Because after that, there is campaigns starting, and then the year when elections start, the elections themselves, there is no working. And then after that, people are settling down. So I think so that if we have 10 years, it's enough time for people to work. We forget about elections. And you know, Kenyans are very political every other time, so that we can concentrate on actually doing the business. So if we are doing business, you forget elections ever existed. 10 years is enough time for the chosen president to demonstrate what they could have done. And then we can say, okay, kumi tena. Yes. So I think so that for business, just talking about business alone, and because I think so that Kenyans now know, it doesn't matter where you belong. The fuel prices are the same for everybody. We all go to the same supermarkets. We are all feeling the same pinch. And I think so that if the economy is doing well, nobody will even care who the president is, for as long as, of course, human rights are respected and we are doing well economically. So that's my take. I think it's being very pragmatic. 10 years.
10
Not
years.
7, 10.
Forget even the 7, even this 5 that even we give now, even I think there should even be a limit in the sense that if you're not able to jump over the hurdle of now constantly overcoming the politics aspect of it all, because you know they say, or give now the presidency 24 months to actually now settle in before they now execute. You know, there was that car. Give him time. Now, here's the thing. You are now put in as the head of the country. In this sense, you should show competence to be able to execute from the word go. In the sense that what you campaigned on, you should show competence in able to actually execute in. Not to mention that the current president is not someone he's well aware of what the insides of what it takes to actually now run the government, even the problems also within. He was already in a position of influence previously. So the lack of incompetence is now saying that other factors are now making me not able to execute such things. So now let's expand, now give me more time and everything. That's incompetence of the highest order. Why should we give you more time of my life? 10 years, you have 10 years, my dear. You can say you have 10 years of your life to give away. Congratulations, that's on you. You got time, although some people out here, we don't have time for that. We have time for you to execute, to be clinical, not to give me excuses here and there, saying that, oh, please give me more time because so many other things that Shindwe. No! By the way, what is this now? What foolishness have we reached to the extent that now we're giving so much leeway? The current president, in fact, his party is against it. Yeah. This suggestion, the 10-year suggestion, was actually even in BBI. And for me, I was hoping the BBI went through because of that. There is what you think this clinical execution, and then there is what there is. The truth is, Kenyans are politicking from day 1 to 5 years. We are not doing anything than politics. That's why the economy is where it is. Can we now just do some serious things and forget even there's a president? We can't forget there's a president when we actually took time to actually vote someone in. And that's now actually absconding the president of accountability by saying we forget. Why should you forget the highest office in the building? That's a little bit of...
Okay, let me be neutral. Let me be neutral. Let me be neutral. Let me be neutral. Funny enough, I agree with both of you.
That means you're both sides.
Okay, let me be neutral. First of all, it's true when it comes to businesses, you find that every time there's an election, we are on pause in the name of there is campaign, then there's election, then we've not settled in. That's a problem.
Yes.
That's a really huge problem actually, because you see, if you're going to be settling in for 3 years, then after 3 years, then we are still settling in for another 3 years. That is really hard for businesses. But at the same time, when I look at, okay, the problem with what we have is because of the current government. That's because already I feel like election should be next year. Is it really 1 year? I feel like we've been here 3 years. Because that's how I feel at the moment, based on the judgment I have for the current government. But if I look at the situation when it comes to working, there's so many times that you find that during campaigns, everything stops. Yeah. During an election, everything is on pause, like, let's wait. But, okay, personally, someone like me, everything, I remember in the last election, I had to pause everything I'm doing. And remember, when you're working for something like a magazine, you don't just have to relax and wait and wait and wait. It really affects business. For me, it really affects me. So I feel like if you give me 10 years, I will push my business far enough for it to go somewhere. Because let's face it, right now you're saying that things are really hard, right? Okay, to be honest, what can we do at the moment except looking for the food on the table, paying our rent, and live our lives? Because there's nothing we can do. We are not in a position of power. We are down here trying to make ends meet. So if we are going to hope that the next government will be different, we don't know. Let me tell you, when someone holds power, everything just shifts.